So you guys are making your way down the road and heading down to, I think, more like in the center of town. I would say the aquarium is close to the center of town.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
this is a place that you guys know, Pragmatist and Jon know, that the aquarium is particularly special. This is a place that is not different on both sides. The aquarium is identical. It is an anchor point between the two different friendlies. And so inside, there are humans and monsters alike who don't necessarily know that they're dealing with monsters here.
Mm-hmm.
It's an important hub that is protected by two very important members of this community. So, as you guys... That's a big reaction. Oh, as you guys...
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no, I was like, what does that mean?
So excited.
So as you guys are heading there, it starts to come into view. And, the afternoon is in full swing, so people are kind of out on the streets. But you also are starting to notice as that storm is getting closer. People are starting to notice. People are starting to close up early. And, you see people talking on the streets and, like, kind of trying to move away as your van passes by. Until you finally make your way to this big, sort of a loose U-shaped building, maybe? Like
Sure.
that kind of like ant structure, like a trapezoidal kind of a structure. And as you get up to it, you can see very prominently displayed is a sign that says Friendly Aquarium. And there is this elaborate mural of all kinds of different sea life. And an intertwined big like serpentine creature that looks like a classic depiction of the Loch Ness Monster. And this image seems to be sort of wrapped around a silhouette of a darker, more humanoid looking figure. It's kind of displayed at the center of this huge mural, and all the other sea life is all gathered around. And you park in the parking lot and you step out.
Heartbreak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Theo.
Do you guys have a plan of action here? Are you just gonna walk up on it?
Welcome to the aquarium. Yes, I haven't been to an aquarium since I was like 10 years old, so I'm
But you've
very
been here
hyped.
before, correct?
Me?
Both of you. I'm
Well,
assuming both of you have been to this aquarium before, right?
when I was
Yeah,
like
it's
10.
the only place we go on field trips.
Yeah.
Okay, then that means you more than likely have been taught in some degree by the owners of this aquarium. But what I'm about to tell you is the owners you've seen are not that you think.
Oh my
Tap.
god, are they monsters?
They're actually those monsters right there, and I point at Nessie surrounding the silhouette of the creature from the Black Lagoon.
The Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah, well, she goes by Ness or Nessie.
Nessie?
I thought she lived in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she
moved
might
out
be.
here a while ago. Yeah.
Wait, and she's real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they can't find her actually in the lock anymore, is because she moved out to Friendly.
Interesting.
So let's go track them down. I think we'll just head into the aquarium. Can I roll a perception check just to see if there's anything that seems out of place we come here probably a pretty fair amount. All right. 13.
13. Yeah, you don't notice anything weird. The building is definitely a lot more normal looking than other places here. It doesn't have any sort of like angular quality that's particularly monstrous or weird. None of that Tim Burton flair going around, it's just very much like an aquarium. It's almost it's weird that it's not weird, I guess, if you didn't know any better. And as you get up to the doors, you do see like through the windows this faint shimmer, which is normal as this is kind of a interdimensional hub here. And you can see human people inside and children, parents and children walking around, interacting with different people who work here and looking at the, different like displays and stuff. But looking out here at the parking lot, you don't see a bunch of cars.
Huh. So
The-
this is the monster parking lot as opposed to the human parking lot, we can assume.
Yes.
Perfect. So I think we have just passes.
You have to cross the threshold to
okay.
get it. Yeah.
We'll go inside then.
Okay. You head inside and you're welcomed, by the greeters and stuff. And you can now clearly see like all of these different areas. It's not like, the most big, crazy, expensive aquarium you've ever been to, but it's very nice. And it has all of these different areas. And there are like storytellers here. There are people who are standing in front of each area who are telling the story of the different places, that the sections of the aquarium, have fish from different places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of take a stroll around and are you looking specifically for them?
Yeah,
Theo?
looking for either one of them.
Theo puts a copper piece into the machine that like flattens out a quarter.
Yeah.
He just like cranks it.
It's probably a penny. I mean, this is our world.
Oh yeah,
So
okay.
it's just a regular,
True. He just puts a penny and then he puts like quarters in and he just cranks it and it just, he gets the little flattened.
Cool.
What does it become?
It probably just has like Nessie on it and it's just like friendly aquarium.
But if it comes out fish shaped.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would be possible, but it'd be funny.
Well, it's like imprinted on it,
Yeah.
So you get your cool penny and
I
you
cherish
make
it.
your way around and you're listening to some of these stories about the different fish from around the world and stuff. And you hear these little bits of mythology weaved into the different areas. You hear bits of monstrous mythology presented in a nice way, educationally to these children with rapt attention. And you get to an area that is, it says that there's a show in progress.
Can we sit down and watch the show?
Yeah, you can head inside.
Prag will look over at Theo and Kate and be like, you guys are going to want to see this. Come on.
I feel like I'm back at school.
Actually, yeah, you may have seen this before, but like it doesn't ever get old.
And as
Ever.
You may have seen this before, but not like this.
As you step inside this little theater, you see that there's a curtain. It's currently not displaying anything, but the curtain is up on a little stage with a little podium, and walking around with a headset is this very unassuming woman who is wearing maybe like a green flannel shirt that's like half tucked into her pants. She's got just big curly red hair that sort of wraps around her face. And as she's...
I lean over to Theo and I say,
100%.
As she's walking across the stage, she's spinning this yarn. She's in the middle of telling this story. You hear her say, "Now, how many of you out in the audience have ever heard of the Loch Ness Monster?"
I raise my
And you
hand.
see a bunch of hands go up, and you see one of the kids goes, "Pff, that's not real." She turns her attention to that kid and she smiles. She goes, "Oh, so you don't believe in monsters, do you?" The kid goes, "My dad said that picture, it's just a picture of a big log. It's just a piece of driftwood. Such thing as monsters." And this woman who you know to be Nessie, she crosses her arms and she goes, "Well, your dad sounds like a very knowledgeable man, but I would challenge you to broaden your mind. Think to the things that you imagine when you sleep. All of the wonderful, fantastical places that your dreams take you. Do you think they come from nowhere? Do you think the mind alone is responsible for the happiness you feel when you picture the creatures from the stories that make you happy?" You see, it's that belief, that love for things outside of our little windows, outside of our own worlds, and into many, many others that inform our stories that we tell to our children and their children and their children. These are the things that bring us together. And in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean, there is still light. And she raises up a hand and points up toward the curtain behind her. And you guys kind of look back off to the side where you see another figure who is wearing like black skinny jeans that are kind of torn around the knees and a red flannel shirt that's not remotely tucked in, kind of half buttoned down. And I think she's got like long, straight black hair. It's kind of shiny.
I just look at Theo.
I'm just like, she seems even more like a lesbian than
Like if
the
that's
last
possible.
And
yeah, like what?
she smirks at Nessie. She flicks a switch and the lights go out. The room goes black and you hear gasps.
Theo screams at the top of his lungs.
Then
It's fine. You're good. Bro.
the curtains open. And you see this huge tank that is filled to the brim with all of these beautiful bioluminescent creatures that look like they're straight out of a fantasy story in a way, but they probably exist in the real world. But you see like electric eels, and you see different like cool kind of like anglerfish, and others just lots of like jellyfish, all of these different creatures that you think wouldn't want to live together normally. Creatures that could be tearing each other apart. But they're all here creating this beautiful glow. It's almost like a choreographed dance of aquatic light. And you hear suddenly all of these like, and that gasp turns into this breath of relief and wonder as people begin to applaud.
Theo leans over to Kate and he's like, am I stoned right now? What is going on with these fish?
The figure with dark hair, who you know to be Creature from the Black Lagoon, she steps up and she's also wearing a headset, and she says, please, you are all invited to come and take a closer look for yourselves. And you see a lot of the kids come up and they start to look and they watch and they put their hands up. And as they do, some of these creatures float closer in front of them. And you see that kid who was talking about, not believing and stuff, is just like watching with rapt attention. And he looks back at Nessie. And there's this brief moment where her eyes flash yellow. And she winks at the kid. The kid goes and looks back into the tank.
Learning
It's
is
now like-
magic. And also gay.
It's now like basking this whole glow in the room as these parents and kids are just watching these creatures.
So cute. How about, guys, let's break off and go intercept Nessie and Creech.
Okay.
So I think we peel off from the main show group and try to grab them before they start the next part of their presentation.
And you've met them before, right?
Yeah, several. I think we hang out here
We're
probably.
friends.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably
Yeah.
like closer friends with them than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So you go up to them and Nessie spots you and it's this big grin. She walks up to you. The audience is occupied. They're doing their thing. And she comes up and she goes, well, if it isn't the friendly neighborhood watch, what
Oh,
brings
yeah,
you to
yeah.
our neck of the ocean?
Hey, Nessie. Well, I'm sure word has probably traveled even to the far reaches of the Friendly Aquarium that something's going down in Friendly. And as I'm looking at everyone, not self-appointed,
We are not.
Friendly Neighborhood Watch.
Who said that?
We're trying to. It's a story.
Yeah, it's a
A
thing.
man from the moon said it.
Oh, well,
Point
there's
is,
a lot of things.
we
Pay
hear
attention
that
to maybe half of them.
We're looking for the 4 blessings of friendly, and a little out of this world birdie told us that we might find one here.
Well, I see that you have a knack for picking up very obvious clues, which is good. That bodes well for you. Yeah, I don't have much of a challenge for you, if I'm being quite honest. I feel like we've gotten to know you a bit better than a lot of the other people here, and for good reason. I mean, that's our job. I know that what you do for love, and you'll try to protect this place, so I'm not going to make you jump through hoops for this. But I will warn you, you get this blessing. There's no going back. You must face the final challenge. And I'm sure by now you know what that is.
Yeah, we're pretty certain we do.
We all know exactly what it is, but someone should say it out loud.
I don't want to see any of you come to harm. And she looks over to I want to call her like CBL for short or something.
CBL. Oh no. Oh, you cut out.
No.
What was that?
Does she have an established nickname?
Only in my brain. I was thinking of calling her Goonie.
Goonie,
So
I think maybe at least she calls her that.
Mm-hmm,
you know. And so Goonie, she kind of scrunches up her face a little bit. She's a little more blunt generally. She doesn't really make an attempt to be as like diplomatic as Nessie does. She goes, yeah, you'll probably die. I mean, you might not, but nobody's ever not.
I mean, we're all gonna die, so
honestly, if you just turn back now, it's not so bad here. I mean, you can still see other humans if you come here. You can. Is it really so?
It's not
worth dying for.
If it means that we get to return home, but mostly if it means that we get to keep you all safe, I can only speak for me and Brad. We've been doing this a while, but yeah, I think it is.
She smiles at Nessie. Nessie goes, well, and as far as I'm concerned, you've earned. And at that exact moment,
oh no,
she's interrupted. She looks up, her ears kind of perk up for a moment. For a second, it looks like her neck is a little bit long. She like looks around.
It's like, you have a beautiful neck.
You see,
are you probably a model?
It's still kind of dark in here, but there are, I'm going to say 6. There are 6 shadows that you soon realize are big black bats.
Oh no.
They flutter into the room very rapidly and aggressively. And there are gasps from a bunch of the people. And immediately,
It's part of the exhibit.
It's definitely not. It's definitely
Nessie,
not.
It definitely is.
Nessie turns to the creature from the Black Lagoon and goes, get him out now. And creature goes, like, kind of nods her head, and she starts, all right, guys, show's over. Come on, everybody out. Got a little bit of a pest problem. And as she starts trying to usher people out of the room, one of those bats transforms into a person before your eyes, before everyone's eyes. And you see this big, just beefy, pale lady with this big, tall, red mohawk and like a leather vest. And you see, as people are running up to the door, she kind of goes, and you see these 2 long fangs come out from her mouth. Then you see the rest of the bats.
Theo sees her, and he's just like, maybe.
You then see the rest of the bats begin to transform, and most of them are trying to block exits. You see one that looks like kind of a skinny, very like fashion forward blonde boy who looks like he's maybe a perpetual teenager. You see another guy who's wearing more of like a cape with a high collar with like long greasy Dracula hair. And you see another lady vampire with curly hair and like kind of a stylish white romper. with like a big moon necklace. So you see these 4 vampires that are sort of surrounding the room and kind of hissing at the crowd, gathering them in the center. A lot of the parents are like, what is happening here? Some of them are like, is this part of the show? And finally, the last 2 bats to appear are 2 just absolutely beautiful tan-skinned individuals, a man and a woman.
Theo is intrigued.
So I know out of character you guys know who these particular 2 are, but in character, have you encountered them or know them?
I would say yes. We've encountered them. Me and Pragmatist.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Theo and Kate also have because they go to the same place.
The high school, yeah. They know them as Iggy and Amy, I think, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and you see Iggy and Amy, they are standing here in the center of the room, up on the stage even, as everyone else is sort of being shepherded by Nessie and Creature. These 2 get up and Amy steps forward and goes, ladies and gentlemen, we are so sorry to interrupt the show, but unfortunately, no one will be leaving here alive.
We beg to differ.
Theo's just like, ooh, this sucks. Who do y'all think y'all are? Vampire Weekend? Get the fuck out of here.
Iggy steps forward then, and you see he has like kind of like shoulder length, like shampoo commercial black hair that just has this sheen to it, and just these big like penetrating eyes. And as he kind of cocks his head in almost this like snake-like way, he gives you this horrible grin, and you see the fangs poke through, and he goes, under normal circumstances, we don't take orders. Well, under any circumstances, we don't take orders. But in this particular case, we have the potential for a pretty sweet deal. And that involves taking you out.
To dinner?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was good to see you. For the last time. And he and Amy turn into bats again and fly out of the room, closing the door behind them. Leaving these other 4 vampires closing in and jumping in, about to attack these people. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Initiative. It's combat time.
Hey.
I got 15.
I got
Ooh. Nat
I'm
19.
gonna call them in order because I have them written down here.
Nat 20.
So, Pragmatist.
Go!
I have not that 20.
I got a 19 with a +0 to initiative.
Oh, no,
19,
21.
Jon.
I got 20. Nat 20.
20, Theo.
Yeah, +1.
I have a 21.
21,
Uh,
Kate.
I got 15.
15.
Theo, your dex is probably pretty high, right? So you would go
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, I have a
Okay,
plus
yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I have a plus 5. Why do I have a plus 4 on mine?
Theo goes.
Whoopsie.
So I'm just writing out the initiative order real quick.
It's right here.
Plus one
+1
initiative. So I have 21. Okay. 21.
15. +0.
15. Eric, what did you get?
I got a 19 with a +0 to initiative.
And Jon, you got 25?
No.
You?
17, 18, 19, 20, 22.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's look at my spells.
Okay.
All right, so you guys can start to like position yourselves where you.
Pragmatist has his great sword and shield out, and he kind of just like smashes them together and goes, "Let's go!"
I'm hoping that my arrows can be used like stakes. That's
So-
what I'm doing.
First to go, unsurprisingly, is Theo. You see 3 of these vampires are closing in, and the 4th, who is like the big beefy one that looks like kind of the one in charge here, after the other 2 have left, is staying by the door to kind of block the exit.
how far away would you say we are from, like, are they like together or are they like on different ends of the room?
So they're sort of triangulating around the room, pushing everybody in,
Mhm.
and this is kind of a small little theater area, right? So there's
Mhm.
a little incline of seats in the middle,
Mhm.
and then there's a little bit of space, and then there's the stage. Everyone is being sort of shepherded, up like in the seats,
Okay.
in that area, and so they're pushing in closer to them from like 3 different sides.
Cool. I will attack the boss lady. She seems
Okay. So you're gonna rush up. You have insane movement.
Yeah, I have 50
Movement's
feet.
barely gonna be a problem in here because it's a small theater.
Right.
So you run over to the big beefy one,
Mhm.
and go ahead and try to make an attack.
Dope.
She looks at you and she like flexes her biceps and just sort of like cackles through her teeth.
I'm like, you have an amazing body, by the way. Like, amazing, amazing work. I'm sorry I have to beat you up. Okay, oh shit. You do an unarmed strike on her. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
That'll do it.
Nice. I do one. Oh, sorry. I'm not doing unarmed strike. I'm doing quarterstaff. I have a quarterstaff. And it's only 1d6, so that's gonna be 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage.
Yep.
So you strike her with your staff and you just crack against the side of her skull, and you see her head moves very unnaturally, like, and snaps back at you, and you see like a line of dark blood running down her temple, and she like flicks her tongue out and licks it.
Like, that is too much, girl. And then I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a bonus action unarmed strike.
Okay.
Cool. That is going to be, that's really good. 20
Yep.
something. Yeah. I rolled a 16. I have a +7 to hit.
These guys aren't wearing armor, they're just hanging out.
Dope.
So.
And then that is a D4. And it's gonna be, I can make it it'll be fire damage.
Okay.
And that's gonna be 7 points of damage.
So as you how are you doing fire damage?
I'm kicking her in the face with my foot, and it like my foot like becomes fire as it like hits her.
So as you arc out with your kick, it connects, and that fire seems to erupt and ignite her body.
Nice.
And as this happens, her entire body is just engulfed in flame, and you realize that fire is an extra effective thing against them. And as this happens, you see like her skin turns to ash, and then a skeleton, which then crumbles into ash as well, and you're left with just a steaming pile of ash as she is defeated.
What a dumb lady.
I'm shouting from behind. Kick ass, Theo!
Kick ash? The ash on the ground? I don't want to get on my shoes.
So the next person to go is the creature from the Black Lagoon, and she looks over to Nessie and she goes, "We can't help in these forms. Should I?" She goes, "Try to hold out as long as you can. We don't need to tip our hand here." And so creature from the Black Lagoon nods her head and she goes, "All right, everybody this way, come on." And she tries to lead the group of people, the civilians, around to the now open door. But as she's, trying to do that, the 3 other vampires are still pushing in. So she's trying to like find an opening, but she's having trouble doing that. So she's going to spend her turn pretty much having that conversation, trying to figure out whether they should stay in their glamour or not. For the moment, they seem to be letting you guys handle it so they don't blow their cover.
That makes sense.
Okay, so next it's going to be Jon's turn.
Okay. I am going to... Can I light one of my arrows on fire before I shoot? Am I allowed?
Usually that takes like a special kind of arrow kind of a situation. But if you want to spend a
To break
bonus
into
action
it.
to do something, I don't know. How would you do it?
Well, I was just gonna like light it on fire. Or maybe I could ask you to light it on fire since you have that ability.
I can make a fire.
She
Can
would
I
have
do
to do it
that?
on her turn. Is
If
the
you're on
thing.
her
I have
turn.
to wait for it
So you
though.
have to wait. So then for now, I'm just gonna shoot an arrow and hope that it will act like a stake.
Okay. Which one are you
Um,
going for? There's the trendy blonde vampire, there's the Dracula looking one, and the one in the romper with the curly hair.
Okay, so I will I got 6 or no 9 plus 3, so I got 12.
12 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 12. Yeah, 12 just hits. So
Okay.
which one of the 3 vampires are you going after?
I'm going after the Dracula man.
The Dracula looking one. Okay.
Mhm. And then I'll roll an 8
Mhm.
for my longbow. I got 6
Mhm.
plus 1, so 7.
7 points of damage. Okay. So you arc back, taking out your, this is a bow, right? You have a longbow?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you take out your longbow and you fire this arrow and it sails straight and true, not into the heart necessarily, but like
Mhm.
kind of like through the neck. And you see him going,
Mhm.
he reaches up and he kind of like tries to break it off,
Mhm.
but he can't because it's not his turn. And he looks pretty hurt. He is gushing blood. Not
Okay.
dead yet, but hurt.
Okay.
Oh, Jan, what's your favorite foe, by the way?
Fiend.
Are
These are
vampires
not
considered
fiends.
No, they're not. Okay.
I don't think.
It'd be undead, right?
No, they're undead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I will also note, you're for the audience, you're gonna see familiar monsters that you would see stat blocks for, like in the monster manual and stuff. But just so you know, I have adapted them to work more in this world. So, like, if you think you know like how vampires work in D&D, they are a little bit different here, as is any familiar monster you're going to see here, because everything has been adapted and homebrewed and appropriately balanced, at least I hope appropriately balanced for this particular game and party. Disclaimer. That being said, Pragmatist.
I said that I had a shield before, but I don't, because I think the greatsword actually is two-handed, and I don't think
It
I have
is.
like versatile or whatever. So I am going to run up. What kind of vampires are there? So there's the Dracula one.
So the
I'll go up to
Dracula one who is injured,
Mhm.
there is the trendy looking blonde perpetual high school boy, and there's the one with the curly hair and the stylish romper.
I'll go up to the second one, the twink.
Okay.
And I will hit that twink with my great
With
sword.
your great sword.
Yeah, my
Mm.
great
my
sword.
God.
Mm.
Hit that
Freud
twink
is-
sounds like a king princess song.
It does.
Freud
So
is
it's gonna
rolling
be-
over in his grave.
That's gonna be a 12 to hit. Does that hit?
12 just hits. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna do 2d6, and then I'm also gonna divine smite, which expends a first level spell slot to deal 2d8 radiant damage.
Mhm.
So that is going to be altogether. Oh, that's not great. That's truly not great. That's going to be 8 damage altogether. No, sorry, that's my math. My math is bad. That's going to be 12.
12 damage. Okay. So as you run up to this hissing high school student looking ass, you run up and with your sword, you charge that divine smite, and your sword is alight with this incredible glowing flame. In one fell swoop, you just carve diagonally down from the shoulder, down his stomach, as he just slides and erupts into fire. And as soon as death sets in, he erupts into this smoking pile of ash.
And then I think I have this. I think I have harness divine power. So bonus action, I'll go peace out, and I'll touch the microphone that's on my chest. It's my holy symbol, and I regain the spell slot I used for Divine Smite.
Very nice. Love to see that.
Yeah.
It is now vampire number 4's turn. So this is going to be the one with the curly hair and the romper. She's going to outstretch her claws and just sort of like hiss, and she's looking at all of you guys. And I think she's going to go for someone who has killed someone by this point. Theo killed their leader, basically. So I don't think she feels bold enough to do that. So I think she's going to go after Pragmatist.
Okay.
Let's go.
I think that's what she would do in this situation.
She ain't crazy.
So she's going to run up and try to make a bite attack.
Okay.
That's a 9.
That strangely enough does not hit my armor class.
Well,
of
that's
16.
Cool.
So what
All right.
happens?
So she misses with her bite. So she
Okay.
goes to try and bite you, and you're like, oh, and you pull back, and she snaps at the air in front of you, and she hisses again, and then comes in with a claw,
Gotcha.
which is even worse. That is a 7. So yeah, she goes in with the claw, and you're like, oh, and so now you're like this, and then you move forward again. You're like kind of a rocking horse situation here, as she swipes at your stomach and misses, and just hisses in frustration at you as she is unable to connect. It is now Nessie's turn, as she now sees the opening left by one of the vampires being dead. She starts shepherding the crowd away, and you see the crowd begin to funnel and move toward the door. They don't make it out yet, but they move away from being like cornered in the center of the room. It is now Kate's turn.
Kate's turn. Okay. I just say, I'm sick of this shit. And I cast Scorching Ray.
Hell yeah.
I create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. So I'm going to hurl
Uh-oh.
out. And it's +5 to my intelligence, I believe, is my spell ranged attack.
You should have a spell attack bonus, spell attack modifier.
Yeah, it says +5.
+5.
And so, but I'm checking that's to my intelligence, right?
If that's your spell attack bonus, then that should be it. So it's your D20 +5.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so spell attack, I'm rolling the 20, 16.
So is it 1 ray toward one villain, or you shoot 3 of them
3
out?
rays. I choose 3. I shoot 3, and I can choose where all of them go.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I'm sending 2 to the healthy vampire and 1 to the injured one.
Okay.
And I got a 21. Do I roll 3 times?
You have to roll for each one.
For each. Okay.
Yeah.
21 for one of them.
So we'll resolve them one at a time for ease.
Okay.
So the first one
Okay.
goes toward the one who hasn't taken any damage yet, the one who's trying to fight Eric.
Yeah.
So you send that scorching ray out toward her, and it connects and starts to erupt across her clothes and up into her hair. So let's roll damage and see how she's doing.
Okay. So I got 4 damage.
4 damage, and it's double damage because they take double damage from fire.
Yo.
So she takes 8 damage.
How's she looking?
Extremely hurt. She is entirely on fire, but not dead yet. She's like trying to kind of pat herself down a little bit, but she's struggling.
Okay. So then the next one is a 16.
16 also hits.
Okay.
Still at her.
Go back. Yeah.
Okay.
1 + 1 is 2.
So that would be 4 points of damage. And as she's trying to pat herself down, she just barely is like almost managing to get the fire out. And she looks up at you, and the second ray just erupts, and she just explodes in fire all over the place. And like there's ash everywhere from the force
Hell
of this shot. So
I
she's
like
gone.
the comedic timing of this one. Speaking of comedic timing, I got a critical miss for my last one.
Oh no. Okay. So the last one, I'm going to say on that natural one, the fire shoots out at this final vampire and misses and catches on the curtain.
Oh no.
And the curtains
no.
begin to catch fire.
Oh shit.
I will
Ruh-roh.
own that one. That was my bad.
It's like, Kate, what are you doing?
But like we're
Oh no, you're like
Oh no.
glitching.
You're getting remixed again.
I'm just thinking about it's a very strange place to go on fire.
It's like a
have
plane.
a thing called
my God.
absorb. It doesn't actually matter.
We
sounds good.
lost about
Yeah,
20
you can't
seconds
use
of what you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, we didn't
Nothing
hear.
mattered.
We
Nothing
didn't
mattered.
hear.
Okay. No,
But we got
Nothing
all three
mattered.
of them?
Yeah, those are all three.
Okay. So we are now on vampire number 3, who is the last remaining vampire, is this Dracula looking guy. And even though he's like very injured, he's still feeling bold. He feels like he could take on the world. And he's looking around, and he is going to jump straight at the person casting all the fire. So he's going to run up to Kate with a bite, and that's going to be a 19.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. So you take 5 points of damage from the bite.
Okay.
And as he is biting onto you, you feel your blood being drawn from your body. And as he pulls away, and that spray of blood kind of from where he like pulls off, he looks a little bit healthier now. He looks like he's recharged a bit from doing that. And are you guys relatively
So now I'm
no,
down
he
to
would
nothing.
have to disengage. So he's if he uses that. No, yeah, he can still do a claw. And so the claw attack is going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, he's still attacking me?
Yeah, he gets 2
Oh, that
attacks.
sucks. I don't like that.
17 to hit. I mean,
Did a 17
no,
hit
that
your armor
hits.
class?
Yeah, it sure does.
So you take that's okay. 3 more damage. 3 more points of damage. As he feels emboldened and invigorated by your blood, he takes a swipe at your stomach and connects ever so slightly. We then go back to the top of the round with Theo.
I see that Kate is like being attacked, and I full speed run and just jump and hit him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
That is going to be 16.
Yeah, 16 hits.
Perfect.
Boom.
Ooh, that's going to be 10 points of damage.
Ooh, 10 points of damage. So with that, you run up and you knock this thing so hard in the head. Well, actually, no. How would you like to kill him?
Oh, yeah.
How would you like to accomplish the final kill? Here.
I'm just like, Theo's just like, back up, bitch. And he just like sprints and just like jumps and just like, it's like you think that he was like playing golf, like the way he like knocks it, like just hits him in the head.
So I think for a vampire, you have to remove the head. So you hit so hard
Yeah,
that the
there's,
head
like,
comes off.
Yeah.
And you start to
separates.
realize, like, I'm a good martial artist, but man, I think Puck gave me more power.
Yeah, like
Because I can knock a person's head off with a stick.
Theo just looks at his hands like, this is,
Oh God,
This
what
is
have
a-
I done?
what have I done?
literally like Hannibal's hands from
Hannibal's hands is like
Hands.
it's like the whole thing of martial arts is that like you're not supposed to use it to like just beat up people. So he's like, no, it's cool. I was saving my friend. I killed a person.
But I
So
was saving
as-
my friend.
Person.
In this moment of stunned silence, the crowd is like kind of gathered in horror, and you see they're like shrinking away. They're trying to figure out what's going on.
It's just a prank.
And Nessie,
Improv everywhere, baby.
Nessie and the creature from the Black Lagoon look at each other for a moment. And they kind of nod to each other knowingly. Nessie turns to the fire that is growing on these curtains and threatening to engulf the rest of this room and maybe the aquarium. And you see her entire body begin to shift and contort as her skin begins to turn green and stretch into this massive dinosaur with long webbed feet, a huge tail, big scaly body with a long neck, but still those big kind eyes, that same yellow that she flashed at the kid. And there's this collective gasp from the crowd. And she takes a deep breath, and then water begins to erupt from her mouth like a fire hose and douse the fire that's spreading in this room. And as this happens, smoke kind of begins to fill in and clear. She turns back and then shrinks back down into her more demure human form. And the creature from the Black Lagoon turns to the crowd. As you see that same kid who was saying that the Loch Ness Monster isn't real, walks up to Nessie as she bows her head. He sort of pats her nose and she nuzzles into it a little bit. As the creature from the Black Lagoon says, "Some monsters are nice. Some monsters aren't."
Oh,
And then she turns back into her human form.
cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
I go up to Kate as we're watching this. I pat you on the
I
back.
want
and
to say
go,
that Kate is like crying and she's like covering her neck. She's like, I don't want to die.
"Hey, no, you're okay."
I
And
don't want to turn into a vampire. I really can't do this.
Take your hand away. I put my hand on your neck and I do lay on hands,
Mhm.
and you regain all your hit points that
Cool.
you lost.
Nessie comes up to you and goes, "Don't worry, you won't turn unless you drank from him too." Which you didn't, luckily, so you'll be fine.
Theo looks at Nessie and he's just like, he looks down at his coin that he has and he looks back at her. He's like, "Oh, I get it. Oh my God. Yes, that makes so much sense."
As creature from the Black Lagoon ushers everybody else out of the room, she comes back and rejoins the conversation, and these two ladies are standing here with you, just sort of looking around at the room. Nessie goes, "I wasn't going to give you a trial to earn our blessing, but seems like fate awarded you one anyway. So that's cool. Sorry about that, but also thank you. This place is more important than you might realize. This is one of the only places where our worlds can collide safely. And guarding this secret, planting the seeds of what this place is, what it can be. Our society is not just built on fear, that we can fight it with love and other things."
It
You're
literally
sure?
is a crime scene now, also. So, sorry we brought that into your establishment.
We can handle it. You leave that to us.
Cool.
You lot need to just focus on, getting home.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think you might actually just pull it off.
Love to see it.
can we grab that blessing before we go?
The two of them hold hands. And as they do this, their hands kind of go hollow, like they pull out, like they're leaving a space in between. And you see water, like a ball of water, begin to form
Wow.
between their hands. And as they pull their hands away, that ball of water just remains floating. And then the water falls away, revealing this small little chest, like a little jewelry box.
Oh.
Wow.
Mhm.
Nessie takes it in her hand before it falls And she opens it up, and you see inside a green scale and a black scale intertwined together.
Aw.
I'm emotional.
As she holds it out to you, she goes, "You're sure you want to do this?"
Yeah, I think we're sure. We want to go home as much as we love it here, but thankfully we can always come back to the aquarium. I'll take the box and I'll hand it over to Kate. And I said, "You spilled blood for the watch now. I think this is yours."
I take it. I'm just kind of staring at it like quietly. I don't have anything to say.
As soon as your hands connect with the scales, all of you feel this rush, like the sinking feeling in your gut, like you're being twisted from the inside out. The world goes blurry all around you, like you're being sucked through a vortex. And in that instant, you all find yourselves on all fours, fighting to retch, as this cool, dusty wind just sort of caresses your face. You look up.
Don't you throw up. Don't you throw up. If you throw up, I'm throw up. If you throw up, I'm gonna throw up. Don't do it. Don't do it. If I see it, if I see it or smell it, I'm gonna throw up. So don't.
It doesn't look like you're in Friendly anymore.
Oh.
But you can still see the woods in the distance, and you see that gathering storm. But it's hard to tell really where you are. All you know is that there's a road, 4 roads, a crossroads. Everything else around you is just a sort of infinite dusty expanse. And in this tense moment of silence, you start to hear this revving engine. You see it on the horizon for only a moment before the car is upon you, and it screeches at this blinding, blurring speed. This incredible vintage black hot rod car that shines in the lack of sunlight in this place. There are multicolored flames sort of entwined with like glittering areas in the paint that are like strewn across the front of this car and licking the back of it as well with this these like tricked out engine pipes. I don't know anything about cars.
Yeah.
And the door opens, and out steps a long, slender leg in a high-heeled black lace-up leather boot.
Nobody's straight in this world.
No one's straight.
Stepping out from the car is this tall, angular figure, almost like they stepped out of a painting, like a Dadaist painting.
Oh no.
He's basically got like dark red demon skin with this big slick black pompadour down the back of his head. He's wearing what kind of looks like a racing jacket, but it's like black, and underneath is like pure fishnet shirt.
Hot.
With like these fingerless driving gloves with rhinestones, and his red face is done up with like immaculate, elaborate drag makeup.
Oh.
Serving me NASCAR realness. Yeah.
And he smiles at you with these gleaming white teeth. I don't think you guys would have seen him before. I think you just know about him.
Yeah, I mean, in Bone Canyon where he kind of races people normally, there's just like the remains of cars and shit at the bottom.
And
so
bones.
I think, yeah,
Don't
and
forget
bones.
the bones.
So he looks like him from the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that's kind of a little bit, yeah. It's in my mind for sure. And as you're looking at this figure, the presence of him seems all-encompassing in this place. He steps out of this car, and he's holding in his fingers with these long claw-like nails. This pair of red fuzzy dice. And he's kind of twiddling them between his fingers. And he looks at you and he goes, well, you've made it to the end, haven't you?
We have.
It appears so.
There's no turning back now. I'm sure by now you know that.
We are well aware.
I get it. Like your car. It turns. I get it.
I think you know exactly how this has to go down.
We race our vans.
Yeah, but where's our van? Exactly what Theo was saying. I know we got a race, but
I get to drive, right?
He like sort of cocks his head over, sort of over your shoulder, and you turn back and you see that your van is sitting right there.
Let's go!
He goes, you should know, ordinarily I'm the one doing the challenging. But you faced 3 out of 4 trials. You've come this far. Now you're the ones challenging me. And to some degree yourselves. This is a momentous occasion.
You should know, Speedy, that usually humans are the ones doing the dying. Not today.
Are you implying that I'm going to die if I lose?
No, we both know that can't happen, but
we're not gonna die.
Hopefully.
Although it would be cool if you were to die as well as us not dying.
Yeah.
That would certainly be an interesting change of pace.
It's like American graffiti.
Would save a lot of lives.
There's this moment where he's looking around. His eyes flash for a moment every possible color on the spectrum.
Whoa.
And they flare like spotlights for a second. And there's this waft of red hot anger that comes off of him. He goes, come out and show yourselves. You violate this place. This is a sacred moment. Is nothing sacred to you? And then you just hear this echoing. And it's joined in by like a underneath. As those familiar laughs of Young Clown and the Jester, as they appear out of thin air, like they're stepping out of invisibility in front of you. They both bow very deeply at you. And as Young Clown comes back up from the bow, the Jester stays down a little too long, and he pulls him up by the ear.
Pretty sloppy work today, you guys. Everyone kept saying you were going to come after the blessings, but you never even caught up.
Why do the work when you kindly humans are doing it for us? Way I see it, all 4 blessings are now right here in the same place. See, you've done the work of earning them, so we don't have to. And we couldn't if we wanted to.
Damn, they got us.
Nice. If those pesky pale little Collinses could have done their one job that I gave them. But nah, they did not. Guess they didn't want free unlimited meals as badly as they thought they did.
Is that what we're doing this for?
Jester goes, unlimited meals. He smacks him in the head. I'm talking. Me.
I just didn't think this is what we were working, when
I think it was the vampire thing, like the Young Clown will give them humans to eat and all that.
Oh, right.
We're just trying to get home. We truly are some Wizard of Oz shit.
Gotcha.
Speedy walks up, gets right in his face and says, you have no place here, clown.
I lean over to Kate. I'm like, this is kind of hot.
I just look at you. You know, I was gonna like have a moment where I thanked you for saving my life and apologized for all the times I was mean to you and all the things I wrote about you on the bathroom wall and all the times
Wait.
that I
Well,
copied off of you in class.
wait, what?
That right there, what you said,
Wait.
it's not gonna happen now.
Wait, what about the bathrooms?
I just can't even with you. Like
Kate is a classic kink shamer.
Young Clown says, "And what exactly can you do about it, Mr. Demon?" See, a formal challenge has been issued, and we are here to play.
Oh no.
Although a race, not really my style. It's not terribly interesting. I think I have something else in mind. I challenge you, friendly neighborhood watchers. I challenge you to face my emissary, a new friend that I have made.
You have friends?
Oh.
You see, he begins to puncture the air with his long nail.
Wow.
And you see this little point of fire as he pulls it down like a flaming zipper and begins to step back. As he reaches into his shirt where there's like a chain, like a gold chain necklace inside, he pulls out this red glowing ruby and it pulses. He goes, "Come out and play." And as he says this, you hear this low growl and stomping footsteps, one after the other. As stepping out from this flaming portal, as though hell itself is emerging into this crossroads, is this huge red-scaled dragon.
Oh, shit.
Theo, you know something about dragons.
Yeah.
This one is not as big as it should be. It's not an adult dragon.
Mhm.
It's still significantly bigger than all of you. This is a large creature, but it's
like, oh, it's
young.
a baby.
And you see that between these big curled horns that are still growing, there is something embedded forcefully within its scales, a similar red ruby, and it's also glowing. And this dragon's eyes sort of trace down to Young Clown. Young Clown goes, "Friendly neighborhood watch, Speedy. I'd like you to meet my friend, Young Dragon.
That's hilarious.
I hope you all have fun. Be a good boy. Bring me back some blessings." He snaps his fingers and he and Jester disappear in a puff of smoke once more. This dragon roars in your direction. Speedy goes, "The landscape has changed. This is the challenge now, and there's nothing I can do about it. You take care of this. The blessing of death may just be yours after all." And as he steps back toward the car,
He is going to drive away. I was going to ask if he just drives
he
away.
just drives
no.
away into the distance.
It's like, thank you for so much for all of your help.
This dragon rears back and stomps into the ground, roaring towards you. You see gouts of flame beginning to erupt in the back of its throat as that same ruby red continues to pulse. I need you all to roll initiative once more.
Oh, shit.
Theo yells to the dragon in Draconic that you don't have to do this. Ooh, nat 20.
Yo.
But 25.
4.
I'll call him out.
Bye.
I got
5.
18.
What's my? Oh, I got 6 technically. But yeah. What does rolling initiative do?
It determines when you get to take your turn.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it doesn't have anything to do with like the attack.
No, it's just the order that we go in.
All right, Pragmatist, what do you got?
4.
4, Jan. 6, Theo.
25.
25, Kate.
18.
18.
Are there any goofs made? I couldn't hear them because Christina pulled the headphone out
No
my
one
ear
was
again.
goofing. Talking numbers.
Just a goof.
Talking shop.
We're all just goofing.
New boot goofing.
God. Theo, you're going first. You see this
Cool.
dragon roaring, the fire beginning to grow.
I'm like, dude, chill, man. And I will. Cool. I'm gonna hit him with my quarterstaff. That ooh. That will probably not hit. That's a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
Yeah. And then
So you go up to hit it with the staff and you just strike against the scaly hide and it's just pure muscle.
right. And then I'm gonna do an unarmed strike, and it'll be cold damage this time.
Nice.
Okay.
Ooh, that definitely hits. That's 26.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. No, 24. Sorry.
It'll still do it.
Cool. Ooh, that's gonna be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
Cold damage.
Cold.
So you run up, the staff doesn't quite connect, but you reach into that power, that connection that you have with this dragon, and you try to find that weak spot, and you punch up into the joint where one of its legs connects to its body, kind of in the armpit, and it goes with this unnatural sort of roar, and its eyes fix on you, but they're kind of glazed over as they focus on you.
And I move. I have mobile, so and I'll move like back, but like to the side of him.
Okay, you can do that. Kate's going next.
Kate.
I am going to cast Magic Missile at the second level because I can do that. So I get 4 bolts
Ooh.
of magic.
Yeah.
And I'm directing all of them at the ruby, embedded
Okay.
in its forehead. So that's
Hell yeah.
4d4 plus 1 each time. So
So I
3.
believe that magic missiles just hit.
yeah,
They're auto
they
hits.
just hit.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
awesome like that.
So you send all the magic missiles at
Okay.
the ruby. So go ahead and roll your
Yeah.
damage for them.
Okay, I'm at 8 so far. 2 more rolls. 8, that's 12. Plus another 4 is 16. 16 points of damage, all specifically at the ruby.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
16 points of damage at the ruby. So that is. Yeah. Okay. So as you reach out, do these look specific to you at all? Like what color are they?
They're red.
They're red, yeah. So these red arcane missiles of energy shoot out from Kate's fingertips, and they all make this cool like wide arc and then converge more into one as they pelt into this ruby, and you see all these cracks starting to form. And as the ruby continues to crack, the dragon's kind of shaking his head.
As I think we probably don't have to fight this dragon if we can just free him from the influence of young clown.
Sounds good to me.
And I know like that, I mean, we really need to start focusing as a nation on lowering dragon on dragon crime. I just don't want to put Theo in the position to have to attack like his cousin or something.
Right.
So it is in fact the dragon's turn. You guys are all still, well, not Theo. Theo has moved around to the other side. But the rest of the 3 of you are still pretty thoroughly in front of the dragon.
No.
So the dragon is going to arc back, and you see that fire growing and growing in its mouth, and then it just as fire bursts out in a cone toward Pragmatist, Jan, and Kate. So I need you guys all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no, that's my worst thing. Can it be
Yeah, plus your
Constitution
dexterity
instead?
Plus your dexterity is +1.
Then it's plus. Oh no. Wouldn't it +1?
Yeah.
That's gonna
it's
be a 9,
dexterity check.
dog. It's gonna be a 9 for me.
15 for me.
Mine is 14 plus 0.
Okay. Let me just ask, did anybody roll below a 13? Pragmatist, you rolled
Yeah,
below a 13.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. So as the fire just engulfs you, you feel that intense burning sensation of a white hot magical fire, and you are going to take 29 points of fire damage.
Zoo. No,
No.
I'm
You
up.
still
I
up?
have 4 hit points.
And
God.
for Jan and Kate, you're going to take I think it's half. Yeah, half as much
Yeah.
on a successful save. So
Wait, quick
28. So you
question.
take 14 points of damage.
Quick question, but I can absorb elements. And I can
Ooh.
attack him right back because I have Giant Killer.
Ooh.
Oh.
So
It is a large
I have
creature.
I have to roll a d6,
Mhm.
I think, right?
Yeah.
I got 5. What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with this particular ability.
Absorb elements. I think
Spell captures some of the incoming energy and stores it for my next melee attack. So
I think she probably takes 5 of the 14.
Yeah.
Like you
So
take
she only
5 of
takes
it
9
away.
damage. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you take 9
she
damage.
absorbs
Okay.
okay, so I take 9 damage. I absorb. Well, let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So
Cool. Hell yeah.
then I'm gonna immediately attack him back.
Mhm.
I guess I have to do melee because, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
none of your spells are attacks. So
no. I'm gonna use my. See. I'll use my
or it is more damage.
kit, but is a longbow a melee weapon? No.
No.
No, it's ranged.
No.
Yeah, so I'd have to use my hand axe and my dagger.
Yeah, your hand axe does more damage, but you have more of a modifier to your dagger.
I'm gonna throw my dagger at the ruby.
Okay.
Does that mean I have to roll dexterity?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you roll the d20.
Yeah, you
Okay.
add your dexterity and proficiency.
I got 15, so it's 16, right? I'm asking you.
Wait, are you rolling? Does she have to roll to see if she hits the armor class?
Yeah, you have to roll to see if you hit the ruby.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got 16.
16
If you're
total.
doing dagger, you actually have 18.
Oh, yeah.
She got a 15.
Oh, yeah,
You have
I got
plus
18.
3.
Okay. That'll do it. So as you throw this dagger, it arcs through the air, arcs through the smoke created by the spout of flame, and just pings into one of the cracks that Kate made with the missiles. And you see pieces of this ruby begin to chip off. How much damage do you have with this? This is regular dagger damage, right?
5?
Yeah, so 4 plus
Yeah.
1.
So
plus
D4 plus your dexterity.
5.
plus
5
the
total?
other 5
Plus the other 5? What other 5?
that you absorbed.
Oh, yeah, plus the
Yeah.
other 5 I absorbed. So 10.
Okay, 10 points of damage. So yeah, you see as the dagger carves in, it doesn't quite get stuck. It lodges into one of those cracks, but it pries out with the force of it a big chunk of the ruby. And you see the dragon once again is kind of shaking his head, trying to figure out what's going on, but the eyes are still largely glazed over and wild.
And I'm lying on the floor, unconscious. Because 14 points of damage
She
Oh, are you out? Are
takes
you?
me out.
Yo,
You're
Takes me
unconscious?
out.
literally,
Really?
if Kate had taken all that damage, you would be dead.
Yeah.
But I-
I'd be dead, yeah.
Wait, so you have 14 HP in general?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So when you healed me
That's
back
so
up, it
little
wasn't so
for a
much.
level. Is that right? Well,
She
wizard,
has
I
a
guess.
-1.
I'm a
to
wizard.
con.
Oh,
I'm not.
negative con. That'll do it. Yeah. So now it's
Oh.
Jan's actual turn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then I'm gonna use my longbow
Cool.
and I'm gonna fire at the ruby. Again.
Okay.
11
Plus
plus 3, so 14.
14. So you reach out and you fire a shot, but the arrow is just a little bit off, and the butt of it kind of pings off of one of the corners of the ruby and just ricochets off of the horn. Yeah.
Mhm. You have an opportunity. Oh no, he hasn't moved. Yeah, that's it. You
That's
don't have
it.
any special. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't attack again.
That brings us to the pragmatist.
Okay,
Can
let's.
you heal yourself?
I can actually.
Okay.
That's so. I'm gonna lay on hands myself. How many points did I heal you for, Kate? Previously.
It's not,
Mm.
you took 9.
I take 9 damage. Yeah.
Okay, so I heal for 11, and then I will bonus action with my magic initiate feat. I took some cleric spells, which includes healing word. So I give my once a day healing word to Kate. That's going to be a D4 plus my spell modifier. Nice. That's going to be, you're up for 8 points.
Awesome.
Cool.
But am I still
uh,
prone?
And
I think you would still be prone because it's not your turn yet, so you'll have to get up on
Right.
your turn. Yeah.
I just
so
gasp out. Thank you.
you got it. And then I'm going to move myself so I'm kind of behind the dragon, in a position where I am not in front of its mouth and am kind of away from its tail.
Got it. So back
And
up
that's the
to
end of
the
my turn, yeah.
top, it'll go to Theo.
Theo, could I do like a acrobatics check to like get onto the dragon?
You absolutely could.
Cool. And then like, yeah, let me see if I even succeed on that. Ooh, fuck yeah, I do. Okay, that's 18, and I have a 7 to acrobatics.
Yeah, so you'll get up onto the dragon's back. Again, it is a smaller dragon as dragons go, and you're the only one who really would know that.
Right.
So you get up there for sure. I would say that you have 1 attack now because
Yeah.
you had to climb up there.
That's cool. I'm going to just do my can I like attack the gem itself?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
up on top there, so you can go up and try to like hit it.
Yeah, I'll use my quarterstaff and just like hit the gem on his head.
Okay.
And I say in Draconic as I'm doing, like, I'm doing this for you. Ooh, that's a 19. So yeah,
19 will hit.
Yeah. 1d6. Nice. That's 10 points damage.
Yeah.
10 points of damage. So as you do this, there is just this spider web of cracks all throughout this thing. It is threatening to shatter at any moment, but it's still not quite there yet.
And I'll just hang on where I'm at.
Yeah, so it's bucking furiously. So you're like straddling the neck with the horns and like, oh geez.
Yeah.
Having a time.
Yeehaw!
So Kate, you're back, you're alive, and you're like,
I'm back, baby.
I mean, you were never dead, but you're awake and on the ground in pain with burns.
Just another Tuesday afternoon, am I right? I am going to stand up
Mhm.
and use my last 2nd level spell slot to cast Magic Missile again.
Yeah.
Again at the ruby. If
Cool.
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4,
Nice.
3, 6, 10, 12.
12 damage?
Mhm.
Okay. So as your magic missiles arc up to this gem, there's a moment where the impact, it doesn't seem like it shatters it immediately. It's like the light absorbs into this fractured red ruby and makes it glow for a moment. And as it glows, the light becomes blinding and then it shatters and explodes. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw as ruby shards begin to fly out in every direction.
Ian, please stop doing this to me.
I wish I was level 7.
God, 10.
Ooh, 17 plus
I got
7.
I got 7.
You only needed a 10.
Oh, yeah, I got
thank
17.
God.
Okay, so Kate,
I
you're
didn't
like
24.
it's gonna be nothing. Where'd my D4
try
go?
and do something nice for a baby dragon, and you get cut up by ruby shards.
My
Yeah, if this
D4 has
dragon keeps
missed-
attacking
Oh, there it
us,
is.
mm-mm.
There we go. Yeah, you take 4 points of damage
This is a
Oh,
lot.
Yeah.
This is a lot for me.
from
half of it.
It gets
yeah.
in my eyes, and it's so painful.
So one of those shards kind of hits you, and in this moment that light fades and you see these pieces of this ruby begin to actually melt into the dirt. The dragon is like bucking furiously and then begins, and you all hear this guttural language, this growling language. It just sounds like growls to you. You're not entirely confident it is a language, but Theo, you can hear it.
Mhm.
So you hear, where am I? Mom,
Oh.
Mom.
Oh. I don't, buddy, I don't know where your mom is, my dude. I say this in Draconic. I'm like, I don't know where your mom is.
The head kind of sweeps up and looks back. Wait, you're a really small dragon.
You're a small dragon?
You're a small dragon.
Yeah, you are a small dragon.
Oh,
We're all
Where's
just
my
sitting there like,
mom?
what the hell is going
I-
on?
My dude, I don't, to be honest with you, I don't know what's really going on in my life for the past like 2 weeks. It's kind of like
Theo,
I've
can you
been
please
here.
tell him about young clown?
Oh, right. Oh my God. So sorry. I forgot about that. You were controlled by a clown. But like, again, I don't know where your mom is. And I say to you guys, I'm like, have y'all seen a giant like dragon anywhere here?
Yeah, right in front of us.
Yeah.
No, like a different one, because he's looking for his mom, and I don't.
He's looking for his
baby.
mom?
That's
Yeah.
a baby dragon, right?
Yeah, this is
there.
a baby. Yeah, this is a baby. This is
Ooh.
baby
Oh my
dragon.
God.
I
I mean, like,
remember.
do you know his mom?
I can ask him. And
Another small dragon.
you are a small dragon.
And he said a joke. And then he gave me a headache.
Oh.
Did I hurt these dragons?
I'm assuming the clown drugged you or something, or did something to you. Do you remember where you live? Like your mom's, like, what's your mom's name? Or like, where
As
is
you're
he-
talking, you hear
Mhm.
that screech of wheels again.
Oh.
And as you see that car approaching, and it
Mhm.
pulls up, Speed Demon steps out. You hear him begin to speak, but you hear it in your minds.
Mhm.
He walks up to the dragon and he says, "Don't be afraid. You are not where you belong."
Yeah, none of us are.
Thank
Truly.
you, Kate. Yes.
He points his finger at the still melting, fractured pieces of gem, and he pulls them up, and they all seem to congeal into one liquid that arcs up into the air, and he begins to swirl it like paint, creating this spiraling portal that slowly bleeds into like a hole in reality. And beyond, you see this infinite plane of fire. And you see this massive, like 5 times as big as this dragon, huge red dragon with massive curling horns. And you see this dragon is looking and looking. The dragon sees this hole. And her eyes go wide. And she looks at you guys and she opens her mouth for fire. And the baby dragon, young dragon, "Mom!" And she stops. He goes, "Can you get off of my head, please?
Oh, yeah, my bad, dude. And I just topped down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, tiny dragon."
Again, I don't know why you keep referring to yourself as this, but you're fine.
He begins to bound much like a very large dog,
Aw.
toward the
Oh.
portal. And you see the two dragons sort of touch foreheads before the portal closes. Speed Demon goes, you know, I couldn't have done that unless you did that. So
Yeah,
Okay, that
you
was,
drove
really
away.
Sweet, but I was really fucking hoping that dragon would help us kill that fucking clown.
Same.
well,
Whoa, language.
if wishes were horses. Nevertheless,
Wait, sorry. If wishes were horses, what is the end of that phrase?
Witches were okay.
if wishes
so
were
you're
horses,
witches.
If wish,
I
is
take
that what
issue
you
with
said?
that.
if wishes were horses, it's
If
a very
witches were
famous.
If you got
That's a
something you
phrase
want
I
to
was
say,
trying to connect
if
with
you've
you.
got
That's a
something,
human
you could
phrase.
step up.
Okay.
What's the end of the phrase? I've never heard that before.
That is the end of the phrase.
I'm about to end your phrase.
That's
Okay.
You
Are
let
we
it.
done here? Or do you want to return home?
We would
The
love to
latter,
return home.
please.
Yeah.
Now, I'll confess my disappointment. I really did want to race you. Maybe someday.
Doubt
Maybe.
Why
it.
don't you hold your breath on that one?
Yeah.
What if I had some, honey? Really would.
Ooh.
And he reaches in
Call her honey.
and he reaches into his biker jacket and he pulls out those dice and he hands them over between you all
Mm.
for you all to take. He goes, all together now.
Do you want us to
We.
touch it?
I put my hand in.
I put
My hand in.
I just like rub the.
Oh, don't make it
Oh,
weird.
Theo.
you know.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's holding it. He's the one holding it out like that.
God.
As you all touch it, you start to feel the warmth of the engine of Speed Demon's car begin to wrap you up in a blanket. The scenery begins to melt away completely. And the last thing that you hear as just the burning multicolored eyes of Speed Demon begin to fade. Just hear, be seeing you again sooner than you might think.
Again, you should probably hold your breath on that one.
And as you say this into nothing. You look around and you're back in the van. Pragmatist, you're sitting in the driver's seat. Jon, you're sitting up front. Theo and Kate, you're in the back. You're just sitting.
Are you kidding me? We're back where we began.
You're
After
parked
all
on
of
this
that,
road.
We didn't actually leave.
You are parked on this road
Kill that leprechaun.
outside the woods on the other side.
Oh.
You see the road stretching out in the distance. This is the road you were traveling before you became lost.
Wait a minute, you guys. I think
We're out.
Out of
What?
We're out of the monster part of friendly. I think we're back in the real world.
For now.
Oh
And
no.
as you look behind you, sitting in the middle seat in the back between Theo and Kate, has appeared Puck once more. Puck goes, well, that was thoroughly impressive. Color me impressed. You know,
I'll
you
call you
just
laughing blue.
prevent.
You know what? No.
Do you realize what you've done? You've prevented two very nefarious characters from controlling which humans get to come and which get to go. But here's a little secret, extra special surprise that I don't think you all knew about. And I get to be the bearer of good news, which frankly I love. So, now that you've used the blessings once to get out of this town, you've got a free pass, a lifetime pass, unless you fuck it up with some bad deeds. If you wish to come back, give me a holler as you travel through the wood. We might be needing you again. You never know when you need a friendly neighborhood watch. Toodaloo now. And you blink and he's gone. They are gone.
Okay, I think
He
we need
should
to
hold
get
his
you guys
breath
home.
on that one.
Yeah,
Am I right?
I'm not gonna be coming back here.
Yeah,
Never.
let's just take them home.
Yeah,
Never.
let's. We start heading out towards.
Can we get McDonald's?
Sure.
Yeah, we've been eating elf
Frankly,
bread
yeah.
for weeks now.
Yeah,
As you
let's get to McDonald's.
begin to drive off back toward your lives and your loved ones. The sun is high in the sky. No sign of a storm. Only clear skies ahead. You turn on the radio. And the music starts to blare out, and you're reminded of some of the friends that you made today. As the music sort of fades away with the engine of the car disappearing over the horizon, you're kind of feeling around for all of the blessings, and it seems like Puck was right. They've disappeared, except for that pair of red fuzzy dice from Speed Demon that's just hanging from your mirror now. And as the van disappears, that's where we're going to call it. Thank you guys for playing. That was so much fun. Oh, man.
Thank you, Ian. That was so much
Thank you
fun.
for
Yes.
hosting. Thank you for Jimmy. Thank you for DMing Ian. Oh, that was so fun.
That was amazing.
This is a very fun world, you guys. The album is so very great. It was a high bar for me to try and meet. And
You met
I'm
it.
very
You met
grateful
it
for the
and exceeded it.
opportunity. I love these characters. I hope that you guys make more music. There is links. We will put links in the description for that music. So go listen to Friendly Neighborhood Watch right now, today, this very instant. What are you still doing here? Go. Bye.
Get out of here.
Bye.
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 You're my dear